Greetings World of Warcraft adventurers, I'm Alexis and welcome to another episode of Azeroth News. With this week's reset, we are in week 2 of Season 4. Players have received their first Great Vault reward in Dragonflight Season 4. Hopefully everyone got an upgrade that they desperately needed. If not, players can opt for tokens and purchase a socket which costs only 3 tokens this season, rather than the usual 6 tokens. Players will also be able to obtain their second bullion and purchase some needed best-in-slot items from the bullion vendors. The weekly quest from Veldraken is the PvP quest, where players need to win 4 battlegrounds in exchange for PvP currency. And this week's PvP brawl is Battleground Blitz and Packed House, which is a team deathmatch of 15 players per team. Last team standing wins. This week's weekly quest for the Spark of Awakening takes us into Azeroth Caverns, where players need to protect the researchers under fire, loot a special shipment, and complete a time rift. This week's Awakened raid is Aberrus, the Shadowed Crucible found in Azeroth Caverns. The Awakened raids are on a weekly rotation basis, contrary to the original post where Blizzard stated that each raid will last for 2 weeks. They will continue on a weekly rotation basis for a total of 6 weeks, and on the 7th week, that is week starting June 4th, they will all become fated raids and players can play whichever raid they prefer. Blizzard has announced updates on damage and healing issues in Awakened raids. Some spells are doing less damage than intended, whereas certain leech effects are displaying higher healing than intended. Blizzard is working on hotfixes to resolve these issues, and they should be fixed with the release of patch 10.2.7. Speaking of bugs, the Nazuro and Feraloth legendary items were bugged as well and could not be upgraded. However, it seems that Blizzard has fixed this problem, so players should be able to see their legendary fully upgraded. Other bugs that were fixed include issues with the Aberrus raid and Knockout Offensive, as well as the Ember Skitter fly mount from the Trader's Post, which was not showing up in the collection after purchasing it. Another bug players are experiencing is that they are unable to socket items purchased with bullions. Several reports show that these items cannot be socketed using the Eye of Awakening sockets purchased with tokens from the Great Vault. Let's hope Blizzard fixes this soon as well. Blizzard has also released a number of hotfixes for dungeons and raids, fixing some issues and making certain boss fights a wee bit easier for players fighting their way up the Mythic Plus ladder. A new month brings with it a new trading post. There are 3 mounts for players to purchase, which are the Ember Skitterfly mount, which costs 600 tender, the Blazing Hippogriff, which costs 800 tender, and the Royal Swarmer's Reins, costing 800 tender. There's also Pokey the Pet at 400 tender, Buzzworthy at 600 tender, and a number of new transmog items ranging from 50 tender to 600 tender. The reward for completing the May 2024 Traveler's Log is the Wings of the Ember Monarch. The Northrend Cup is now live, allowing players to complete 30 new dragon riding races in the icy skies of Northrend. Go try your luck in completing these races in gold time and check out all the rewards, including the Icy Drake's Razor Transmog. And in upcoming events, patch 10.2.7 Darkheart is being released on May 7th, which will take players through the final chapter of the Dragonflight expansion. And that's it for this week's news. Be sure to give this channel a subscribe to continue receiving updates. I'm Alexis for Azeroth News. Anaraloch Belore, the sun guides your path.